Alright, welcome guys to another Blender live stream. I'm your host Morgan Ozpin, and today my Blender project is freaking empty. I I haven't really set up a lot when I first started the stream. I just got back from a vacation from Batangas, so I didn't really have that much to set up for the stream. I took a little bit of a nap before the stream, but then when I woke up, I only have uh, like like 10 minutes left until the start of this recording, and I had to like make the thumbnail and shit. And now I need to get this whole freaking project set up to get stream running. But anyway, hey guys, I'm back. Hold on, before we start, I need to do something first on my photo editor here, just to get a reference image out here right away. Hold on, let me just make a square 1920 by 1920 image here, because we're gonna be making freaking cinema roll for this stream, and I know I can just like I know I can just like take a image of cinema roll and put it into Blender as reference here, but I'm getting a little bit confused on whether YouTube wants me to do so. So I'm gonna just be getting a silhouette over here, which is very hard to find in Google Images. So what I'm doing right here now is taking a reference of cinema roll and putting it onto my image editor so I can black out his entire body, so that I can get a little bit of a silhouette, which is, I guess, the next best thing for me to do in order to get in order to show a reference image of cinema roll in this stream. Because for some reason, I don't know why, freaking YouTube doesn't allow me to show any of these characters on stream. At least any official artwork of them on the stream, and I can like post like plushies of it online. So hold on, I'm almost done with this. Let me just export as local this D. I think I can put this here as well. Export as this D thumbnails. Or I guess reference images. Let me see where references. Okay, there it is. Type in cinema roll. Oh my god, this is not great for my retention time by starting the stream off with this blank slate of a project. So let me just export this. Okay, now I'm back on Blender. Let me get rid of this. Okay. And let's shift a image reference. Where is it? No. God damn, my freaking file system here is so whack. Let's go to art references. Oops, I think I accidentally swore there. Sorry, kids. Line to view? No, line to world. Add empty image. There we go. Alright, so we got this placed here. Let me just turn it 90 degrees. Get a image editor up in here. And just like that, we can start the stream. Well, I guess while we're at it, we can also import a human character here, just as reference to how big it is in terms of size. I guess this is it, right? Or not, or is it? Where the frick is my human character? Hidden? Nope, not that either. Did I delete the human model here? Oh, here we go. Okay, Control C this. Move it here. And I'm guessing... okay. Cinnamoroll is a cute character, but she's definitely not that big. So... let's shrink her down to about... the size of... an imp. And yeah, I think that's pretty much her size. I always thought that the headcanon is that Cinnamoroll is like the smallest of the Sanrio lineup. So, I mean, I guess based on how I see my sister draw these characters side by side. So, yeah, I think this is how it's supposed to be. And I guess with that being said, let's just go sculpt, shall we? Alright, so let's make first a... okay, I just noticed that this isn't really a good reference, considering that it's an asymmetrical pose that he's doing right here. But okay, let me just look at my references one more time. Let me pull a Firefox browser in this workplace here. But I guess while we're at it, I'm gonna go out of my body real quick and turn on the lights in my room. Alright. Yo, what's up?
What are you doing?
I'm making Cinnamoroll today. Yeah, I'm streaming right now. Just see this is what they made so far. Yeah, they can hear you now. Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, Cinnamoroll. Let me make Cinnamoroll. Let me just pull up Google Images on my other screen here, just for reference. Okay. As far as I can, oh wow, what the frick? As far as I can tell, he's definitely just a character with some simple geometry to it. So I can kind of make out the shape of his head through this one silhouette here. So let's just go ahead and make a. It's a UV sphere, but I think for this one we can just go to a round cube. I'm very hesitant to use the round cube because even though I kind of like its deformation, it definitely doesn't have a UV map baked into it, so. Okay, what I think I'll do instead is I'll go get a cube. Why haven't I done this before? You can just get a cube here. It's probably like one of the only times I start off a Blender project with a cube, but you can start off with a cube. Move this guy a little bit to the center, like this, I guess. There we go. And then go to the modifier tab here, and we'll turn this into a sphere by getting a subdivision surface up. Yep, seems about right. Pull it up a little bit to the top here. Like that, okay. And then we'll go to sculpt mode. We will get a Wait, let me just pull myself a little nearer here. By the way, am I moving? I just didn't realize I'm moving here. Okay, I am moving. I just kind of need to like inch a little bit nearer into the camera for this one. Okay, alright. There we go. Gotta check to make sure the immersion of the stream is up to par. We got the grab brush up in here. And while we're at it, we can also... Okay, unified radius is turned off, that's great. Where is... Not that. Where is the mirror? Rotation increment. None of this is... What happened to the mirror? What the frick? Am I crazy? Where's the mirror? Options. Symmetry. There we go. Is it here now? Why can I not see it here? In the overlay panel. To be fair, I think I updated from 4.4 to 4.5 just recently. To the latest LTS version, but what the frick? Where is the mirror modifier? The mirror option here. Okay, I guess I need to now... I'm still not used to going into the properties panel here to enable the mirror option. But what can I say? I guess it's just the quirks of getting a new update every now and then. Okay, so I'm gonna have to squish this guy to a substantial degree. Maybe like this. Let's see. Okay. Alright. Maybe turn the guy's face a little bit to there. Alright. And then a little bit rounded on one side. There we go. That feels like a cinema roll face, if I do say so myself. What else? She also has a... Okay, I just realized it has a little bit of a mouth. I don't know how to sculpt in this in 3D, but I think I'll make do by making it a curve modifier instead of a solid line. I'll sculpt into his head. Okay, what else? His ears, I guess. That's the one thing that I guess I need to work on. I think it's just one massive blob, isn't it? And by blob, I mean it's like... Get a... not a plane. Get a... Let me move this to a new collection, actually. Let's call this Cinema Roll. There we go. Create. By the way, I'm also not just making Cinema Roll on the stream. I'm also gonna try to edit out some of my past characters that I've done on the last 2 streams to make them look great, so that I can put them all together into one render. So yeah. What if it was the shortcut for creating a subdivision surface? How does it work again? F3 subdivision set. Hold on, let me. This I guess a little pet peeve of mine, but I'm forgetting what the shortcut is to automatically create a subdivision in Blender. Import? No. Save as? Save? Recover? Edit? Preferences? Input? A key map. Let me see. Let me search subdivide. Or is it just Control 1? Let me see. Control 1? Oh, okay. Control 3. There we go. Well, let's put this down here, like that. Okay. Make a, I guess a lengthy girth like this. Okay, let's do this. Do this. And do a little bit of this. Okay. And then just make this. Wait, but before we do that, we need to like move this guy's ear along the x-axis. Put it up like this. Put it up like this to fatten it up. Alright. Okay, nice. Nice. Oh shit. Okay, G, Z. Let me see. Okay, so it's my main problem now is that this kind of looks unnatural. Let's be like a little bit squished down. Okay. Let's mirror this. Mirror. Okay. That's an easy character to make. And then let's do another cube, I guess. Okay, it's gonna be like the easiest box model project I've ever done. Wait, what's his deal with his tail? Is it like, oh god, it's a spiral. Oh shit, it's a spiral. Oh shoot, I forgot that kids are watching the stream. I forgot that I'm swearing sometimes. Apologize guys. I have a potty mouth to anyone watching. But then again though, I think my age, my demographic for my for my YouTube audience is like 18 and up from last time I checked my analytics, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay, so let's move this body up in here. Squish this down, squish this up. Now, does he have a neck? No, he doesn't have a neck. I mean, it'd be weird if this plushie has a neck, but still, you know. I still kind of get a little bit shocked whenever I notice that one character doesn't have a neck. Okay, so this is the head. I can tell you that. This one is the body. And these are her ear Dumbo flaps. That's great. What else? Kind of want to give him some kind of clothing accessory to spice up this model a little bit. Some of the references here does kind of shows her having a bow, which is great, but I think I want him to be on. Oh, this is cute. This is very cute. This one has like a little bit of a. What's it? She's like wearing pajamas in this one. I don't like the ones wearing these like trying to dress up like some other animal in some of these reference images. And oh, one has him being a baker. That looks nice. I kind of like him when he's like wearing a raincoat or something, or like a school uniform. I think looks nice. Okay, let me just go make his arms first before we deal with all of those stuff. Control free. Okay, how does his arms work? Okay, it's kind of like beneath his... beneath his, like, here. Then it's, like, extended a little bit. Like so, and, a little bit of some oomph. Like that. Shade smooth. And mirror. Okay, these are her arms. Move to cinema roll. Cinema roll. Cinema roll. Okay. And the rest of these can be moved to the reference tab here. I think a majority of the stream would be based on making the I guess the making some of her what's it called, for materials, but then again though I do have some materials saved up here from our last 2 streams. Okay. And then her is it, wait, is it a roll or her or a he, or just a sexually ambiguous blob or something? I don't know. Let's okay, let's duplicate this. Move this down here. That's kind of cute. How it kind of looks like that, but no. He has like a little bit of something like this going on. And I just need to solve this one. Actually, let's get rid of, yeah, sorry, I gotta just dissolve this vertices here. Okay. There we go. Make this, move it, be here. Okay, then let's fatten up some parts of her. Like that. And then, oh, I kind of like this one. This looks like this looks like her wearing a, just like some kind of ice cream or something. That looks nice. I think, wow, I kind of like this one image of her right here. I can do like maybe a slight rendition of this costume that I found her in. So let's do that, shall we? But before we do so, let me just make a... Let me get these. P. selection. Mirror. Solidify. And then add a subdivision surface on top of it. Alright, pretty nice, pretty nice. I kind of want to make her ice cream hat after this, but let's try not to wait. Just try not to rush the creative process here, and let's make her mouth. Her mouth is just a freaking curve, so try to see curve, Bezier, circle, path maybe. I think it's a path curve, if I'm being honest with you guys. So let me just shrink this down to a hefty amount. Round point. Oh, that's too big. 0.001. You gotta be very thin here. Oh god, it's a normal, so it's a normal to freaking global. Okay, now I need to turn on subdivision for this. Okay. Fill caps. I think the amount of vertices here is too big for my liking. I guess we can do some stuff here. Okay. Alright, pretty cool, pretty slick. We got this set up. Oh, got to add a light source here. Light area. It's kind of ominous without any of these special lighting that I'm usually used to here. I've got a plane here as well. Wow. What's with the noise of this one thing? And if you guys can tell, I'm still using the same settings as I've used before when making the My Melody 3D model. I'm just not sure why it's giving me these shadows here. Oh god, 50. Ew, too much light. Let's make an area light. This must be some kind of quirk that I'm missing from the latest update or something. But this is not how I imagined the cinema roll to look like here. But I am kind of liking the new lighting. I'm just not sure if I can make it look better here. Okay, let me just make a camera. Camera to view. Alright, Cinema Roll's head is too big, so I think I might have to result in giving her a high def look here. Maybe like this. Yeah, it kind of fits her big head. And I guess we can also add a passport too, just to really focus in on this one character I created. There we go. Nice. So that's Cinema Roll. Let's add some. Oh, something that has a crown into it. God damn, this is so many options. There's so many options I can pick in this one sculpt here. Should I go for a crown or should I go for a Sunday costume for this one character? Kind of like the. I kind of like the Sunday on top of his head more than the crown. The crown just seems too dull. Although the artwork here does kind of make it look great because they add some clouds around it to make it look nice. Frick it. I'm gonna just go with my instinct and go for the ice cream. Anyway, I think it's too easy. I think it's way too easy for me to make a metal shader here in Blender. So doing something different might. Doing maybe an ice cream shader could be a good thing for me. So let's make a. Let's get a sphere. No, not an empty sphere. I want a. Let me just rename some of these stuff here. Eyes. This is the mouth. Ooh. So Cinema Roll. Okay. Alright. Shift A, sphere. Sphere. Not empty sphere, a UE sphere. Oh my god, that's cute. So from the reference images here, it kind of looks like it's like situated in one side of its head, like here. Let me just move that up like that. And then to make it look like ice cream, I might need to create a rim around it. So I'll do that. Let's get this one, Shift D, P, selection, F3. We need to turn this into curve. Yep, there we go. Nice. And can I check or deselect this? Okay. Okay, kind of see what I'm going with this, right? Now, I think I'll wait. Let me select all this. 3, 4, 12, yeah. Checker deselect this, please. Let me know active point. There is a point here, and my point is to oh, I mean like this? Okay, let me see. Alright, nice. Not looking like the ice cream I kind of want it to be. I see. Let's do a subdivision surface, maybe. Okay. Checker deselect. That. Okay, nice. And then let's duplicate this one circle. Move it up like up to here. What's the cherry look like? It's like up here, I think. Like that. Nah, it looks like he's wearing a little hat. That's nice. Okay. Then let's create a Bezier curve with a, yeah, like that. Oh, geez. Okay. Oh no. No. Do this. Okay. Then, oh, dude. That's not how a cherry looks like. I mean, I guess it does kind of look like that, but it looks weird. Oh god. I guess, yeah, it kind of looks like this, right? Just fill the cap like that. Alright, we got ourselves a little strawberry, a little sundae looking cinema roll. Oh, I forgot to make her tail. God dang it. Gosh dang it. Alright, warning to anyone watching this. This might look bad, but might have to first make a circle. I'm always weirded out that this isn't set by default to Ngon. Okay, you take what you can get. Let's see. Actually, I don't think I need an Ngon for this. I just need the the vertices, I think. Right, so we made this. Let's shrink it down by a little bit, like that, and shrink it down like this. Let's get a mirror up in here. Okay, and we're just gonna delete only faces. And what we'll do now is I'm gonna make a ribbon out of this. So we'll also need to thicken it out with a solidify modifier. .05. And while we're at it, we can also create a subdivision. That subdivision like there. What else? How does this bow look like? Oh, this one of that's a little coffee cup in one of them. That's cute. Ah, so many things we can make here. But I will stick with this one. We got a UV sphere up in here. Shrink it down. Put it in the bow. Yeah, let's dap this guy up. Oh my god, this guy looks so dap right now. Oh my god. Okay. Might have to move this a little forward. Like here. think I could get away with a... UV sphere for this one. I'm not sure. Alright, and finally... Oh! What's this? Hello, what do you think about the Steam Machine, controller, and VR headset? I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh wait, is that... I did see some... I did see YouTube recommend me that once. Like, I heard that Steam is now going to enter the hardware industry now, with all of its games and stuff. I know it's gonna be a thing. Until someone mentioned me that. You know, it's kind of crazy that Steam is entering the hardware market, but then again though, we do need some competition in this space. And I gladly welcome Steam if it means that they will carry on their consumer-friendly practices onto the hardware side of things. Now, I'm not really that familiar with Steam, considering that, you know, I don't really play that many games on my computer. I usually stick to some games I can find on my phone and some emulator stuff I can play. But I do kind of appreciate Steam from far away, because I just kind of like their way of managing their business overall. And I heard that they were considered a monopoly at one point because there isn't really competition in their space. But I think Steam is like one of those few instances where their kind of monopoly is actually justified amongst their consumer base, because they really know how to attract customers without crossing any ethical boundaries. Like, you know, like with Apple, I think Apple is like one example of someone that has some kind of, well, not really about Apple, but I think a better example of a bad monopoly would be like Nvidia and its GPUs, and how they're like raking in prices despite the fact that there's really no competition in this space. That's like a bad example of a monopoly, but a very good example of a monopoly would be how Steam is doing it, wherein they're not really buying any existing business in this space right now. It's just that they're just existing on their own, making their own little thing, just sitting in a corner and just doing their own thing. And they just win. They just win by doing nothing, you know? And the reason why no one is like doing anything about it, no one is really competing with Steam, is because they're really bad at at selling games in the point that they're in right now. I'm not saying that it's a good thing that it's a monopoly, but as of the moment, Steam is doing things that are healthy that are great for gamers nowadays, I guess. Anyway, let me just go get a plane up in here. Cool. Shrink it down to here. I'm gonna lie, guys, didn't expect a discussion about Steam in a video about Senrio. I thought you guys would be talking about Roblox or something. But glad to see that my 18 to 24 demographic is still tuning in to my babysitting streams, I guess. I know, I always get the impression that YouTube is really being very wacky when it comes to video recommendations right now. Because I swear to God, like sometimes when I stream, I get some kids telling me if they wanna if I know anything about some recent Roblox stuff or anything. And then there was this one guy that came in during one of my Blender streams, and I thought that was a very cool guy until he started talking to me about Fortnite, and I was like, oh my god, this is what's with YouTube right now, and it's a demographic of people coming into my streams. Do they know what I do? Does YouTube know what I do? Actually, that's a very bad question. I think they have nothing on me when it comes to what I do on the internet, because there's a lot of creators right now in this space. Dude, you should. Oh my god, why are you doing this right now? Okay, dude, I might have to like ban you right now, cause you are under the age of, well, I guess I don't know what's with YouTube right now. Because I'm getting this on these news that you shouldn't really be saying your age on stream, because it's really bad for the algorithm when they notice that you are catering to kids. Although to be fair, I think that's on the Twitch side of things, right, on the YouTube side of things. But ever since I've heard of that news, I make it a point for people to not show their age, even if they're like joking or something. You're probably like, best you should not show your age, because this is overall a platform for people 18 and up. I guess, I don't know with YouTube. I think they lowered the bar to like 13 and up, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. That's just ethical streaming rules. But I don't know if I should let it slide or something, but then again, though, I don't know how to ban people on stream on YouTube, so I guess yeah, okay, there we go. Alright. Let me go and shrink this down to 0.001. There we go. Much better. Much better. We now have a healthy streaming chat up and running. Because there was this one guy that came on to Twitch one day, and I think he started joking about how his entire chat is like 18 and under, even if, you know, it's clearly on the joke of the chat, and they're just spamming the fact that they're like 18 and under Twitch. But then like the Twitch daddy came in and thought that he was streaming to a bunch of minors in Twitch, and as a result he had to like ban the creator for like a couple of days. And that's not good. That's not a good thing in this space to get banned on a platform, especially if it's like your livelihood or something. So yeah, you gotta make sure that your chat doesn't come to a point that they start blurting out their age or something. Um, and to be fair, this kind of sounds sus when you say, "Hey, don't say your age on the internet." But I've seen people that kind of joke about their age at sometimes, even if they're not like kid. And that will cause, you know, the streamer a lot of bad ramifications, even if they didn't do anything wrong. So that's why I guess I should make it like a stream rule on the description at some point. I guess some other notable rules that I guess some streamers may not know is, you know, don't swear. Even the light ones like the F word, you don't say that on stream. Because YouTube Daddy doesn't like that either. What else? What else is there? That isn't really clear to some people. I know. I think I don't really take it personally whenever someone disobeys the rules. I sometimes think, from my own perspective, that maybe they just don't know any better. So. Yeah. I get a little bit loosey-goosey when it comes to the rules, but I make it a point to remind people sometimes that rules do kind of exist in the platform to make sure a stream runs smoothly without disobeying any TOS. But anyway, we made wait, look at this. We made freaking cinema roll on stream. Let's go. Let's see. We do have some things here that we can reuse. We can reuse this face material here for this character. Can I tell you my Gmod ideas? GD mod? Are you talking about Gmod or like just a game that I don't know about? I know Gmod. I've seen some Vanis, the Vanis crew play a bunch of Gmod maps before. Is that what you're talking about, Gmod? I'm not familiar with that rather than with the. Or you're talking about GD script. That's like another thing that's under the GD mono. Under the GD mono, the GD abbreviation, right? Sure, you can tell a little bit about that. Because I am kind of like getting into games recently, and I want to see what your ideas are when it comes to gaming or making games in general. Oh, Geometry Dash. Oh, okay. You know, if I had a penny for every time someone mentions Geometry Dash on my stream, for the last like 4 weeks, I would have like 3 pennies, which isn't a lot, but it's still kind of weird that that there's this much people coming in, talking to me about Geometry Dash. So what's this Geometry Dash thing that you're talking about right here? Because I've only heard of Geometry Dash from a bunch of my through some of my little siblings. My little brother plays Geometry Dash sometimes. Okay, wait, let me just try to get this a little bit of that cozy face vibe here, as well as Let's get this one. Control L, link materials. Turning Geometry Dash into a video sharing platform. Like oh, like they share their speedrunners, their speedrun strats or something. Don't we have something like that now called like Games Done Quick or something? Like, there's a site called GDQ or something, or is that a event on Twitch? I mean, if you want to share share videos, share Geometry Dash videos, you can just go to like YouTube or something. But then again, though, I guess it will be much better if the demographic can easily access videos on the app itself. So that's pretty nice. Thing to think about. I played Geometry Dash a couple of times before, but I just can't get into the game because it's just so hard to master some levels, and I'm not that kind of guy that would be willing to play a rhythm game just to master one song. And I am considering Geometry Dash a rhythm game because you are kind of like matching your taps to the rhythm of a song that's playing in the background. Okay, I guess I need to now make a rubber material for this, which may require me to actually make a separate. Okay, roughness, I think it can be like a little on the edge here. Pretty good. Wait, it's a dark, no, it's a purple, so make sure this sage move, good. What do you think about platformer mode in Geometry Dash? Oh, do you mean like that one update that I've seen a couple of times before, wherein they turn like Geometry Dash into some kind of Mario game or something? I don't know. It looks pretty good, I guess. I mean, as long as they don't do anything they don't add anything to the base game, I'm fine with anything that makes Geometry Dash much more unique by just adding more game modes into the game. 2.2. Well, I don't know anything about the recent updates on Geometry Dash, but yeah, I really can't say anything about it. And this has to be a very bad conversation that I found myself in, because like I can't really add anything to this because I don't know anything about the game whatsoever. The Geometry Dash players have been waiting almost 7 years for 2.2 to come out. Thank God, thank good, 2.2 came out on December 19th, 2023. Like, has it really been that long since the last version of the game? Well, that's pretty nuts that it took that a while for that to come out. Alright, let's get a little bit of weight texture up in here. Control T. No. Yes, there we go. There are more minor updates on Geometry Dash, like 2.201, 2.202. What the heck? What are the slow updates? I didn't know that Geometry Dash is really slowing down on the updates. But then again though, there's really nothing much you can add to a game that's just about a cube bouncing around a simple platforming area. Noise. Oh, nope, not that. Get this out of here. mix color. Actually, wait, I think this has to go here. Switch it to linear light. That's called the ice cream texture. There we go. Control L, link materials. But we'll switch this out. Just get rid of all of this. Okay. Let's see. The people in Geometry Dash had made super cool levels in Geometry Dash using the editor. I wish I could make good levels. Well, all you can do is start, I guess. Ain't it easy to make a Geometry Dash level? Or is this something that I don't know about? Oh, ew. Wait, let me, Hey, what's this doing here? Let me put this on the... here. Put it here. Okay. Okay. Let's see. There's something wrong with some of the stuff here. I need to like. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay. Okay, so far this is how it looks on the rendered mode. Let's see. Alright, I can like open this up. There we go. So here's how it looks like so far. Not really a very good looking. Actually, why am I showing it here? I can just show it to you guys in Blender itself. Compositing. There it is. Okay, so this is how it looks like so far when rendered. Not really the most dynamic of the bunch here. I think what I can do is oh, what the fuck? Where's the? There it is. Okay. What I can do is, I think, when it comes to this, is add a ambient occlusion to here. Not an ambient occlusion, a layer weight. Mix color. Just need to add a little bit of a backlight here. Mix a color ramp. No, color mix. Okay. Okay, now it's dark. Everything looks dark now. For macaroni, for my cinema roll. And I'm not seeing any of the... Oh wait, no, it's because it's... There we go. Okay, so... It's hella light. There we go. Get a little back face coming in. And let's insert this here. And there we go. We got a little bit of see that little shimmer here? That's the result of me using some of its quirks here. To make that little thing. And I guess while we're at it, we can also try to add this little setup to the ice cream here. So let's insert this here, put this up in here. It's not that prominent. Looking at it. So I think what I'll do is like that. Or wait, I think it's the opposite. Yeah, kind of like this. Okay. And let's color ramp this. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but we'll definitely try. Render image. What's your hardest on Geometry Dash. Honestly, dude, I have no idea what I've what's my hardest because I haven't played the game in a very long time. I probably did like the first 2 levels and just quit afterwards. I'm that much of a noob when it comes to Geometry Dash. I can't really play the game that much. Sorry, let me just scene. The scene, here it is. 0.05, okay. just realized I haven't really made her tail yet. What the heck? Why am I avoiding that? Alright, let's make her tail, shall we? I think it's enough time. We've taken too much time trying to avoid this, but here we go. Let's do a subdivision for this. So her tail kind of curls a little bit, I notice. In some of these. Screenshots. How do I do this? Looks like it curls to ball in some way. That's definitely not how it looks. Okay, maybe that's not how it works. We can make a spiral. I mean, technically have that spiral here. Let's see. Counterclockwise. Steps, turns, 2. One. One, I think. And then let me just make this so it's easier for you guys to see. Radius growth. It kind of looks like this. Let me see. Yeah, it kind of curls like this, and then I guess that's it. Wait, let me just try to make this a bit simpler for myself. Okay, nice. And then to do this manually, so let me just move this to here, move this to here, move this to here. Just a little bit of the settings here to make it look great. Kind of like that, and then a little bit thicker. And the thick of it, subdivision surface. Yep, that looks like his tail, alright. Let me try to get like to be seen in the camera here. Alright, let me see how this looks with the render. I mean, it looks kind of nice. Let's see. Alright, this is how it looks so far, guys, if you can't tell. Try to add some notes into it, maybe. Can maybe make it look better. It's got a glare. Up in here. And let's change it to fog glow. Okay. Highlights, threshold should be put to like... Oh wow. That's very high. Maybe here. No. Pretty cool. I don't know, but for me, I think she's missing some kind of accessory to make it look better. Maybe you can have him be wearing, I don't know. Oh, I noticed that he also has some things in her cheeks I can maybe add. Shift D, P, selection. Mirror. Control L, copy modifiers. What else? Kinda wanna give her some clothes somehow, but I don't know if that's gonna be overkill or something. Forget, I'll give her some clothes. God damn it! I just find this one artwork of her in Google Images very cute, so I want to try to get that here. So let's get claim. I think I'll hide some parts of her bow somewhere. New collection, bow. Okay. And what's it called? No, I'll stick maybe with this for now. Not sure if this will look good. Just guess maybe it's got a subdivision, a solidify modifier up in here. Oh, right there. There we go. Maybe like that. There we go. And viewport display in front. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. So. I guess there's something got a mirror modifier up in here. There we go. Oh my god, I think I've done an oopsie by rotating this a little bit. Okay, there we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. There we go. Wait, where's the... Can't see stuff with this. There we go. G. Render image. There we go. We gave her some clothes, finally. Alright, here's how it looks so far. Pretty slick. I'm not liking how rubbery her ribbon, her uniform is right now, so I think I'll try to change that a little bit. Maybe add a little bit of bump. Let's see. Face, texture. Where is it height? I'm forgetting how this works. Oh, there it is. Strength? Not too big. Maybe like this. Get the detail up, the roughness up. Ah, okay. Well, looking pretty nice, pretty nice. If I insert the same kind of setup on the ribbon here as well, but instead of this, we will copy this color up in here. So if you guys can't tell, this is just basically just giving me fake lighting for this Character. Okay, by this we're gonna go with some kind of distance between these things. Nice. I'm noticing that there's a little bit of a change when I maybe it's just my eyes. Okay. I think I'm done with this render technically. It's basically just this. So now that we've done this, I think it's time now to combine these renders together to make one coherent face, I guess. Let's see. All of this. Okay, this color. Move this to cinema roll. What is this? Okay, this is the background. What else? This is the uniform. Body. Move this to cinema roll. What is this? Okay. This is the sleeves. What else? Bezier curve. Oh, this is the cherry stem. Move it to cinema roll. As well as this. This is the ice cream. Ice cream rim. Cinema roll. Ice cream scoop. Cinema roll. I'm gonna remember it now. And the cherry body. Cinema roll. Okay. And this is the tail. Move to cinema roll. Okay. Alright, let's move some of these. I know this would look good, but I need to move all of these to one scene now. Alright. And then, let's go to scene 1. Hide this, hide this, what is this? Hide this, hide this, and we're selecting everything here. Let's see, Control V. Okay. Oh wow. What can I say? This is like the iconic trio, I think. Except for maybe My Melody, I don't think I've seen any kids like the rabbit in this render. Although I think the Netflix show really pushed the popularity of this one guy. This Stratosphere. Art reference? Oh no, art references. Before we do anything, I want to just save this one simple render of Cinema Roll onto my computer. Because it's really cute, I might say. Ugh. Cinema roll. Okay. Great. try to render this. I'm not sure if my computer can handle this. Before we do so, let me just try to make this a square, maybe. Alright, go. Render image. Alright, let's see how this looks. Oh god. Oh shoot, I forgot I have this thing in her. Wait, let me just try to get rid of that real quick. Render image. Alright, I definitely need to do something with the her hoodie here, because it's not looking great here in this one render. Okay. So great, that changed. Let's try to link this all to my melody hoodie. I might have like push the saturation so that the rendered image can like show me a little bit more of her thing. Okay, so it's kind of looking better here. I guess I just need to update the layer weight color. Which I think is over here. So yeah, I just need to like get it to like this degree, I guess. Let's see. Render image. It looks very wacky in the rendered in the viewport, but when you get to render, it kind of evens out for some reason. I don't know why, but when you render in in the viewport, the colors are different when you render it. Finally. Okay. There's something like sticking out here that I kind of need to fix. Just a quick little. I just need to draw a blob. Just a quick little draw around here. There we go. Let's see. I still see it. What is that? Let's see. You guys can see that as well, right? Like there's a little bit of that white crack on her hoodie. I need to get rid of that ASAP. But I don't know how. Well, I'll try to fix that at some point, maybe. Maybe not now. But so far, I'm kind of liking how it looks so far. It's just a little... Her hoodie just seems very unnatural for some reason to me. I don't know what's with it. It's making it look unnatural. Let's see. We tried to maybe move it to like a more monotone color here. How about no? Maybe this. Let's see. Render image. Oh my god. I need a shine to it. A little of a shine. Let's see. And this is one color though, so maybe if I add another color to it, it might make it much better. I don't know. Okay. Let me do this one more time. Now I don't usually use the white color here because I don't know if it mixes well with the pink. Last time I did this, the white didn't really give me a good enough color. Oh, that's actually much better, actually. Wait. I don't know what was wrong with like Blender 4.4 back then, but for some reason it wasn't rendering my colors that well. So let me try this again. This time we do this and then render image. I'm just noticing you guys are not seeing what the rendered what the render is looking like right now, but oh, there we go. And it's actually much better, I must say. Look at this. Won't you look at that? The whites are like really coming off here, unlike from before. Yeah, I think this is a really good render of Melody, Kuromi, and Cinema Roll in one image here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call off the stream from here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Look at this. This is like our final render. One improvement I guess I made with my Melody is the fact that we finally are able to fix the whiteness of her hoodie. Because for some reason, whenever I tried to render this on our last stream, the whites are coming off as a little more reddish for some reason, a little more darker, and I didn't like how it was looking, so I had to like compromise with like a more pinkish look to get the render I wanted. But so far, here is what we made. Let's go. I guess I don't need to add a wicker basket anymore since her freaking hands are being covered up by by Cinema Roll's ears here. But overall, liking I like the final design here, guys. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. Again, here's how it looks. Look at that. These three cute little characters here. Dang, Sanrio really does know how to make marketable plushies for their brand. I guess that's why Hello Kitty is a very popular character of theirs, that they can like sell like ironing boards with or like guns with her face on it for some reason. But anyway, this is about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, go read a book. Oh, didn't notice you were like chatting over here. What's your advice for beginners to try Blender? All right, we can. I can answer this question before we end the stream. I don't know. Follow the donor tutorial. That's what I did when I first started creating my first models here in Blender, and then I move on to people like Default Cube. I followed his like burger tutorial back then. Although I don't know if my advice for beginners applies to people right now, considering that I started off with Blender 2.8, and I think other than maybe the Blender Guru's donut tutorial, I think the tutorials I consumed back then is a lot more outdated compared to Blender today. But then again though, the only thing that's changed majorly with Blender from then and now is, I guess, the addition of geometry nodes, and I don't use geometry nodes that much. I might tell you that. I'd rather like make my renders manually here in Blender than to rely on a set of code to make some automated meshes here in the program. But I guess for advice, some advice that might apply to beginners right now, just keep at it. Just keep at it. And I know that Blender can be a very difficult program to master because of how many buttons there are in the program, but just focus on like one thing at a time. Like for example, if you want to learn about Blender, focus on maybe modeling first. Don't focus on maybe making materials and shit, because that can be a very complicated thing to get into. Um, and then once you're more comfortable with sculpting or modeling or box modeling, you can move on to maybe materials, making materials and stuff. And then I guess one underrated thing that some tutorials don't teach you about is retopology. Especially if you're in animation. If you want to get into animation, you really need to learn about retopology, because you kind of need to make renders that have a very low vertex count. So getting reducing your verts could be a very optimal way for you to make your animations without breaking your computer. What else? I guess just focus on one thing you want to make with Blender. I'm guessing for most people they don't really use the same. They don't use Blender the same way that other people do. Like for example, some people might use Blender to do 3D printing, or some people might want to just do like simple render jobs like this one, or some people would want to do animation and something like that, or VFX with Blender. There's a lot of things you can do in Blender, and the workflows for each of them are vastly different with one another, aside from maybe the initial steps like modeling and stuff. That could be something that's universal with Blender, but overall, the way you use Blender is very different to how other people may use it, so focus on what you want to do with Blender first, before you look at Blender as a big picture, I'd say. Because Blender is really the Swiss Army knife of 3D programs. It's not like I just noticed I just noticed that Blender is like very different compared to other 3D programs out there. Because unlike ZBrush or Mesh Mixer, where it tries to focus on one simple thing and does it really well, Blender does multiple things for you that you can kind of get lost with its user interface as you get into it more and more. Which is why when you use Blender, just get into it knowing that you are gonna be introduced to all of the tools all at once, and the only way you can deal with that kind of situation with the program is to just focus on one thing at a time. Don't get too overwhelmed with all the buttons and the shortcuts. Although you do kind of need to know the shortcuts in order to use Blender optimally, but just focus on one specific thing and harness that to your advantage to become a master at it. That way, oh, excuse me, I'm a little bit of a burpy guy right now. Just master one thing you want to make with Blender. Then you move on to the next thing and the next thing until you just look at Blender now and you think, oh wow, this is a freaking simple program to make. And once you do, you will kind of realize that Blender is just there's like a very optimum way to like make renders in Blender without consuming that much time into it, because we have this thing called let me just show you. We have this thing called an asset library, which is I think like one of the most important Blender updates that I've seen so far when it comes to the Blender Foundation, because it basically just gives you the ability to just import already existing materials that did in the past and use it on future projects that you want to make in the future. So as you can see here, I have a bunch of models here that are, air conditioners, dining tables, things that I've saved up that I know that I'll be using at some point in the future, as well as some materials and some models here, even a bear. And even my old model here, for some reason, I don't know why it's here. I think I saved it up in this asset library to use for future streams, or for future thumbnails, I mean. But yeah, when you finally get to become an expert in Blender, you realize that all you're doing is just making all of the things you want once, then saving it up in the ASC library so that you can use it multiple times in the future. And also, when you get to become an expert in Blender, you get to learn more add-ons that will really speed up your workflow. I suggest you really look into add-ons because they really do kind of speed up your workflow. Some notable add-ons that I use are Extra Objects add-on, PSD layers for my toon shaders, because I noticed that Blender doesn't have a good layering system when it comes to making textures, so this add-on just gives me the ability to edit textures the same way I edit like images on a program like GIMP or Krita. And I have the VRM add-on for making my VTubers. Blender doesn't have, in its vanilla version, it doesn't really give you the ability to make VTuber models, but this add-on just gives me the script to make all the add-ons, all the tools I need to make a VTuber model without ever having to touch Unity, which is a pain in the ass, I must say. Don't ever I don't ever use Unity, guys. Unity is just too bloated of a program to use for you know, these simple things like making VTuber models. I don't know how good it is at making games. People say it's like a gold standard for making games, but right now I'm studying Godot. Godot is like my go-to game engine for making games right now, although I haven't really made a game in quite a while now. So, but I am learning how to code in GDScript back in the summer, and I kind of stopped because I had to like focus on my studies for this semester. But I think I'm getting back into it during Christmas break, just to, you know, make a simple game. I'm thinking maybe making my first ever 3D game in Godot during Christmas. But we'll see. I kind of want to focus more on animation because that's still where my heart is at. But yeah, that's, I guess, my tips for frickin' for any Blender noobs out there. It's gonna be hard at first, but eventually you'll become a master at it, just like any other skill. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe, and as always, go read a book. Bye bye.